So we just got finished with one night at the Hana-Maui Resort and it was wonderful. So we're gonna give you a full review of the resort and we'll share how we booked this with points. Hi, I'm Erica and this is the Hawaii Vacation Guide. So after Jordan and I had kids, we realized that driving the road to Hana all in one day was a lot and really wasn't something that we wanted to sign up for or our kids wanted to sign up for either. And so we realized that we needed to break the trip up. And we've done that a few different times. We did that camping once and it was great staying in some cabins. But for this last trip, we decided to stay at the Hana-Maui, formerly the Travasa. And it's someplace I've always wanted to stay, but the rooms are pretty pricey and it just didn't work with our budget for a long time. This time I booked it with points. And so I'll walk you through that process, but first I want to share a little bit about this hotel with you. So the Hana-Maui Resort is located in Hanatown on the east side of the island. It sits on 75 beautiful acres and you can book a luxury room, a suite, a residence, or even an oceanfront bungalow. And welcome to the Hana-Maui Resort. So we just booked a normal room and it was great. And it kind of almost felt like a vacation rental just because of the size and the seclusion of it. It was really quiet at the resort. I think it's normally pretty quiet. We did have neighbors, I never heard them. The room didn't have a kitchen, but it had like a nice dining area we could use and the lanai that went out to the grass. So it was just a really easy, flowy in-out experience that was great with having kids with us. So the atmosphere at the resort I mentioned is really quiet. I don't think it ever gets too busy or noisy. We weren't there during the peak time, but it was a really very quiet, mellow experience, which was lovely. So once we got there, we actually parked our car and didn't have to drive again because it was so centrally located. So we could walk to food trucks and just kind of enjoy our time out of the car because we had had a long enough drive already. So it actually ended up being a perfect home base for us because the next morning we were able to explore past Hana into the Kipahu district. I would say my favorite part about this whole resort was the pool.
We're in the pool, pool time.
So the pool, I don't know, it was kind of a vintagey feel. There was a little snack shack, bar, restaurant set up. So we could get drinks, a little food. It overlooked the ocean. This wasn't like a big, loud resort pool. It was just very mellow. Our kids loved it. We loved it. It was just a simple experience that was, I don't know, it was so fun. The resort does have another smaller pool that's by the gym. That's a little bit more plain, and we didn't do that. We loved the oceanfront pool. Just really beautiful vibe. It had a huge grass lawn in front of it heading down, you know, where you could overlook the ocean. And our kids enjoyed running down that afterward before we went out for dinner. It was a sprawling resort, so there was a lot of room to really just move and walk around. My other favorite part was, so you're on the east side, you're on the windward side of the island, it gets rainy. And so that night, as we were going to bed, it started pouring. And I mean, absolutely pouring. And it was just beautiful to listen to. We had the doors open, we could listen to it, and it was a really cool experience. Obviously very memorable, stuck with me. So while we enjoyed our stay immensely, we really loved it, I would absolutely go back in a heartbeat, there are some things that you should know. The first, it's dated. So the resort is older. I think they're planning on updating it soon, but it hadn't been, and it is dated. Think of it as a vintage feel. That's really what we embraced. It was a vintage feeling resort. There is no AC in any of the rooms, which I'll be honest, it didn't bother Jordan at all. I got a little toasty at night, but it was really not a big deal. So if you are one that really needs AC to sleep at night, this probably isn't the place for you. But like I said, we had the windows open. There was a nice breeze coming through. We could listen to the rain. It wasn't so bad. And then the last thing to really make sure you know, so this is oceanfront, but it's not beachfront. So you weren't walking out of the resort and directly onto a nice sandy beach. If you do want to go to the beach, it's just a short drive, but you will need to get in your car. All right, so I mentioned in the beginning, we had not stayed at the Hana-Maui because of price. It's generally a very expensive hotel. When we were looking to stay, it was $600-ish a night, and that just wasn't in our budget. But I do love using points. So this is a Hyatt hotel property, which meant we could use our Hyatt points to stay there. And it ended up being a great deal. We were there, I think they're usually in between 25,000 and 35,000 points per night for a room. That also meant we didn't pay any resort fees or anything like that. Everything was all included. And if you don't have Hyatt points, we did not have Hyatt points, we just transferred the points from our credit card and it was great. We had a free night there and I absolutely think that that is one of the best ways to stay there. If you don't have Hyatt points and if you do want to use points to stay there and you want to figure out how to do so, we have a link down below that'll help you figure all that out. It was pretty easy, and I will say we use points at a lot of hotels when we travel just to help with the budget, right? Traveling is expensive, and if we can save on hotel costs, we can spend a little bit more on food and experiences and things like that. So if you were looking to spend a night in Hana, we have more suggestions on our website for places to stay, but I will say this was a great one and booking it with points was a no-brainer for us.
If you are interested in learning more about the Hana-Maui Resort and how we booked it with points, head to bookedwithpoints.com for all of that information. And we have a lot of links down in the description below for our full Hana guide, the best places to stay for one night, the best stops, where to eat, all that good stuff. You will find it down below. Thanks so much for watching.